Before everything, Amun was alone in the universe. He felt so alone he decided to create the earth. Then he took a living star and threw it in a magic powder. The star began to grow. When it finished growing, there was the earth, with an infinite sky and immense mountains of sand. Amun then realized it was empty, that it needed living things who could habitat it and take care of it. So he took stardust and molded it all day long. When he finished, it looked like a human. The second day, he decided that the human must have a company in the world, so he spent all that day molding another body. When he finished, he left the two bodies in a land full of sand, dry and hot in the day and cold and dark at night. The region where Amun left the two bodies he created was named by him as Africa, more specifically Egypt. Because of its dry hot weather, Amun created the Nile River, that later was essential to the Nubians. They thought of it as sacred. One day, Amun realized that living things couldn't last forever, so he decided to create the world of the dead. He took a dead star and threw it in a magic powder. When it finished growing, there it was, the underworld, where the dead went after life. Amun then gathered all living things. He said to them, "You will have something unique." Then a white gas came out of Amun's mouth. It flew like a feather to every living body. After this process was finished, he said, "That's your soul. It's different for everyone, unique. You are not infinite, you are all mortal. So when you die, your soul will go to the underworld, the world your soul will keep on living after life." After hard work, Amun finished the creation of everything. Then he assigned different things to different gods and goddesses he also had created. He named Osiris the ruler of the underworld and god of the dead, Geb, god of the earth. He also named many other gods and goddesses to different things, making him the god of all the gods and things, the king of everything. The first humans Amun created reproduced fast and created the Nubian culture that habited in Egypt, at its southern dry and endless deserts. As Nubians were reproducing fast and evolving every day, there were problems in the god's family. Osiris was always jealous of Geb because Amun treated him better. Amun was father of Osiris and Geb. After several attempts of Osiris trying to kill Geb, in spite of jealousness, selfishness, and unsatisfaction towards what he had, Amun banned Osiris of everywhere except of his own kingdom, the kingdom that was assigned to him, the underworld. Now we're going to talk about the Nubian culture after it started.
Our tribe is named the Nubian tribe. Nubia was home to some of Africa's earliest kingdoms, known for rich deposits of gold. Nubia was also the gateway through which luxury products like incense, ivory, and ebony traveled from their source in sub-Saharan Africa to the civilization of Egypt and the Mediterranean. Archers of exceptional skill provided the military strength for Nubian rulers. Kings of Nubia ultimately conquered and ruled Egypt for about a century. Monuments still stand in modern Egypt and Sudan at the sites where Nubian rulers built cities, temples, and royal pyramids. Nubians live in the central Nile Valley. African people from what is now the Sahara began to move toward the Nile in Nubia by around 15,000 before Christ. They brought with them the art of making pottery, originally herdsmen and hunters of large animals. They eventually became fishermen and farmers. Over time, new people moved into the region from the south, so that Nubia's population was often a diverse mix of African peoples. The river was a lifeline. Many Nubians lived along the Nile, which curved northward through the desert. Farmers grew grains, peas, lentils, dates, and possibly melons, but especially important were the herd of cattle, a measure of wealth and social status in the deserts. Nubians mined carnelian and gold, as well as other minerals resources. battering cattle, gold, carnelian, ivory, animal skins, hardwood, incense, and dates were the main products made by Nubians, which were traded with the Egyptians, their neighborhoods from the north. We, the Nubians, had a lot of gods. For instance, Amun, the king, which is the king of the gods. Anubis, the kid of the embalming of death or mummification. Bast, goddess of protection and of household entertainment. Jeb, earth god. Heket, Tefnut. Hathor, goddess of love and joy, and also of music and dance. Sekhmet, goddess of war and battle. Horus, god of the sky. Heket, goddess of childbirth. Tefnut, goddess of the rain. Thoth, god of wisdom, writing and knowledge. Sobek, god of Nile and sweet action. All of these gods were the child of Amun, which was the greatest god, which can be compared to Zeus or to Javed. Many of ancient Egypt's gods and goddesses share characteristics and epithets at different times in history. For example, Sekhmet, the lion goddess of Memphis, Mostemut and Hathor are all given the title the Eye of Ra and given the task of protecting the sun god. There is often confusion about the different gods known as Horus. For example, Horus the Elder was often thought to be the consort of Hathor, while Horus the Younger was the son of Isis and Osiris. This is surprising given that the Egyptian civilization survived for over 3,000 years and religious system was constantly evolving. Our religion was largely animistic, which means that we consider certain animals, plants, and geographic features to be the homes of spirits. That's why some of the gods, such as Horus and Osiris, have some animal parts. Horus has the head of a bird. As we developed, our gods started to multiply and take human forms. Cosmological deities such as the sun and the moon and gods of warfare and hunting soon followed.